This is for
Yep, there
Nana
we go.
Deborah
Yep.
8717. Just wondering if you understand where we are prophetically. It seems not. Your ideas are nice, but aren't really what is happening now. Prophecy is happening every day, Jason McLean.
So this one came on the episode that politics is spiritual warfare.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, the grammar was incorrect deliberately. But that being said, so here's the thing. I'm going to do new episodes on Serial. I'll probably actually be rebranding it. Donnie and I talked about that over the weekend. So we'll do full-on explanations on that channel. And we're going to talk about that here as well. Okay. But I have a link to a book I did on the 2012 alignment, or the 2017 alignment, also known as the Revelation 12 alignment. So I'm going to give a very brief and very, very high level comment on that, and then why, to say where we are in the prophetic timeline, and then give my reasons as to why we should care. Because if the Titanic is going down and people are bouncing off the propellers, then what's the point of rearranging the furniture, right? So, what I would say is this. Where we are in the prophetic timeline is we are literally in Revelation 12, verse 5a and 5b. We're right in between there. Long story short, 2017, we saw the primary part of Revelation 12, verses 1 through 5, is it's a series of astronomical alignments and conjunctions. Sort of the big flashy scene was in 2017, but it's not over until 2027. Time frame between there is the beginning of sorrows, as Jesus spoke of, and it's after that point when the 7 years can occur. Now, quick thought, it doesn't have to occur immediately after that. It could be delayed. Now, gun to my head, I'm not a date setter. But if I had to, I'd say we should be looking at the 2030s for the time frame for that final 7-year period to occur. Now, again, the details of why are in the book, and I will do videos on them so y'all can see why I'm coming to that conclusion. But I do think the easiest way to say that is essentially there has to be 2,000 years of the church age. The church age does not begin until Pentecost, when Jesus was ascended and we have the coming of the Holy Spirit, right? That happens in the early, somewhere between, depending on which, how you look at it, it's definitely between 30 AD and 33 AD, right? It's in that spectrum, right? So we have, so it's not going to start until the 2030s. Again, could start as early as 2030, could even start before that. I'm not saying it's not. The end of the 7 years certainly can't occur until before the 2030s. So quick, that's 1,000, real high overview. But what does that mean, right? Again, so if we're not bouncing off of propellers, what's the point? What would her point is, if what would be the point, since we have all this prophecy happening? Yes, the prophecy is happening, but it's telling us it's not yet. We have time. But again, what's the point? I am not a pre-tribulational rapturist. I think it's bad theology. I've talked about it. I'll do another video on it as well. But I think that the pre-tribulational rapture is just really, really bad theology. I think we are throughout it. I'm pre-wrath. Now, that having been said, it's fundamentally irrelevant, because Daniel indicates that the Antichrist does not have complete and total political control of the entire planet the way he's often depicted. You can have control of the world, but not necessarily own every aspect of it. He has opposition. We see that in the book of Daniel very specifically. We have an opportunity to do something. If we go back to the Titanic metaphor, right? If you knew that, again, you've hit the iceberg, it's going to go down, but you have a couple of hours before people start bouncing off of propellers, right? What do? You go through, and if you can unlock the gates that would allow the people from below to get up, more of them survive. Why do we care? Yeah, because the end is coming. Which means we need to know that this is it. Stop caring about the frivolous crap. Go do something important. How people live their lives is important. The Old Testament, again, God spends far more time talking about how we should interact with one another, how we should care for the poor, the oppressed, the widow. We should oppose evil. We should impose justice. Like, those are goals for us. Then we need to be about that. And we should do that because in this very short time, it's going to allow people to escape.
Mm-hmm.
If you know a fight's coming, prepare for the fight. And in doing so, you will save lives and souls. There are people who will go into the millennium who were not Christians. They weren't saved during that time frame, but they survived because they also didn't side with the Antichrist. You can prepare that. You can help build places where people will not succumb to that. That's worth fighting for. So, 3 reasons. First is we ain't bouncing off the propellers yet. We got time. Second reason is we should use that time to prepare for the fight that is absolutely coming and give people the opportunity to survive and to live. And again, maybe get into, become one of those people who's coming in on the white horses. Third answer is it doesn't matter when it ends, when you end, be found doing the work you're supposed to do.
Yep.
It does. Every day is Armageddon for somebody. Thanks for watching this clip of Jason McLean Questions Everything. We're live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. Please share this video with your friends, then like, follow, and subscribe for more.